Alright, sorry about that weird little cut there. I took a break to have some food before who knows what's about to happen. Because I hadn't had breakfast just yet, and I was feeling pretty peckish. Now, do we think there might be another ghost mech attack? I'd be down to fight them here. Last time I just kind of drove by all this, but I actually have a few things. Implants, braces, we speak English. English Institute. Accessoria migratoria. So. Asadas. It's kind of funny. It's probably, this little spot right here is something I wish we had more of in the other world, or in the Australia. Just like places that are very clearly, you know, just like decayed, somewhat decayed, not overly decayed, regular places. You know, civilizations, places, and then we have to like sneak through them a little bit without being able to just drive by them like I did here. Oh, Field of Dreams. I don't think we're getting attacked at all.
Hell yeah! Get some air!
Oh.
Dapper man in white. There's a long way left to go. I'm sure he'll drive you home. He swears to bring you back soon in the quest of the dream.
I missed a lot over here. They shouldn't have slapped bandits in the middle of it. They should have just ambushed me rather than telling me outright.
It's not what it seems. He said he needed help, so he lent you hand. Little did you know he's a troubled man, keeping you in check with a deadly smile, complimenting you so you'd stay a while. What seems so wrong felt so.
Oh, look at this little serene waterfall here.
Feeling safer than he ever felt before. Not a scratch of fear or any doubt.
It's funny coming back here after 100 hours and be like, wow, I really missed some of the details of this place. We just literally went around it and then zoomed through it.
Today I'll be remembered, tomorrow just a dream.
The Boca.
It's not what it seems.
Yeah, I bet there's a ton of lost cargo over here. We're gonna behave, because I don't know how that's gonna go with me. I'm sure none of it can go with me to the beach, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to interact with another terminal between us and like making it to Sam's shelter. I wonder how long it's been canonically, like since we were last here. Over the course of this playthrough, we've gone through a lot of day-night cycles, so easily it's been at least 2 to 3 weeks, maybe more. One could say it's been a very long journey. I can see the shelter. Our old home. Where we lost Lou. We really got baited. But maybe it'll pay off here. You know? I was down to go on a full journey with, like, actually alive Lou. Oh, Lou's smile will last forever. What the fuck? Lou always smiles when I've got a camera in my hand, but the very best smile is saved for when we take a photo together. I'm never gonna forget it. Even without the photos, it'll stay with me forever. Lou standing up. I'll never forget this day. Lou stood up for the first time. Kids growing up so fast. I'm expecting first steps before long. I can't wait to go for a little stroll together. What a moment that'll be. Lou. Yeah, Higgs isn't getting away with it this time. He was offered mercy. Like, yes, it was, you know, a kind of fucked up mercy. In him being stranded on the beach for potentially all of eternity. But, like, he could have just been straight up dead and never get a chance to do anything again. We're gonna make sure that happens, I hope. Whoa. We, like, locked this place off. Find an item in your shelter that has a connection to Amelie. Alright, we did have a terminal here. For me to store some things. I could even craft some stuff here if I felt like we were desperate for it. Immerse yourself in the memories. Sam, it's me, Higgs. Your life in this shelter, it's all in the past. Bitch and moan about it all you want, there's no going back. So why don't you content yourself with your photos and memories while you can? After all, they won't survive the last stranding. Or even they won't survive the last stranding. I mean, you say that, but like, who knows what the afterlife really is in this. I took the liberty of using the chiral network to hack into your shelter and share a few choice pics with you. No need to thank me. I'm just nice like that. See you soon, Sam. We're gonna delete you out of existence, Higgs. Oh. I mean, at least it's not all destroyed anymore. Lou. Hey, kid. All tuckered out, huh? The Santa hat. Oh shit. Some of the pictures with like Sam, but like in the Death Stranding one area, that's great. That's Hartman's lab, I'm pretty sure. When the hell did he ever take that? Maybe in the last couple of weeks, you know, after Higgs was defeated in the first game, that would have been a good time to take pictures and be in a super happy mood. Ducks! Lou. Hand. I don't think that was there before. That might have been Higgs. Alright. Where are these memories I'm supposed to be interacting with? What was that? I just had a prompt. But I don't know where. Lou loves it. Kiwi puree. Avocado, check if fresh. Bean puree, man, we got a lot of purees. Who are you? Bean plus mango? No. Try banana applesauce. To do, find blender. Also ice cube tray, wooden spoon, freezer bags. I mean, if we had been connected with the network a little sooner, we could have just made all that stuff right here. More than likely, I would assume. The gun. Ah, jeez.
That belongs to you, doesn't it? I doubt that it held any meaning for Amelie.
What about this picture?
Is that?
Lucy?
Bridget, or Amelie?
Yes. This photo of Amelie, or Bridget, should serve as a tie to the quipu she wore, meaning we should be able to use it to connect to the quipu in Higgs's possession as well. Yes. This is exactly what we need, Sam.
I might have found that a little too fast. There might have been other memories to check out. Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. Nobody came and fixed up the room. It was all just in our memories.
Sam, with what you've found, we should be able to determine which beach Higgs ran off to. Hurry back to the ship. It's time we took the fight to Higgs.
All right. Let's head to the beach.
Higgs isn't going to go down without a fight, Sam. Do whatever it takes to save tomorrow.
I will save tomorrow, the person and our future. I was gonna say, there was a lot of music actually in that chapter. Good lord.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Do I have my star maxed out? I'm not fully sure. I don't think so. I think the porter part and the combat part still have a little bit more to go. Gotta be squeaky clean before I go to the other world. Alright.
Sam, it's Die Hardman.
Hey, Die Hardman.
HV Magellan can get underway at any time, but we'll need everyone to work together to make it happen. When you're ready to depart, come and join us on the bridge.
Sam, when you come to the bridge, be sure to bring your BB pod with you. We have to pray it still has a strong connection to Amelie.
You've got it. There's kind of a weird blur on the sides of the screen. Has it always been like that? I wonder what's going on. I might restart my game.
It's time to go, Sam. Tomorrow's going to be fine.
Thanks. I do have hope. Alright, let's take a look around the room real quick. Wait, what the fuck is that? There's a red one. There's a red crypto biote? Did I miss one in the campaign? Is that just... We didn't get any entry on it. It just said crypto buyout. That's so bizarre. Okay. A restart did help. Okay, good. I'm glad I did that. So that was like just a random visual glitch. There was this blur on the like left and right side of the screens. And I was like, I don't fucking feel like we ever really had that. So either Sam's tripping balls right now or something lingered a little bit too long. All right, let's head to the bridge. What are those gonna do? I mean, at least they're not being plugged into our heads. You might need to do a little tug. Make sure he's really secure in that.
Everybody ready? Concentrate. And focus your powers.
For the sake of the future, we must all come together. As a barrier to the bad, and a gateway to the good. All hands, brace for launch.
You got it. Do we have enough chairs?
Engaging tar ballast pumps. DHV Magellan, ready to dive.
What about us? We're just kind of standing here. Oh, okay. Fair enough. We've got to connect with our past.
There was a time when I would shudder at every hit or so, but now I barely feel the pain when I fall. This violence is turning.
Oh my God, they went there! Oh, I'm so sorry. I kind of writ them off, or like wrote them off. I didn't think that they'd go with a romance angle with Fragile.
Don't waste your life observing the slaughter. There is no time to grieve the sun. Take every chance of joy you can.
Well, I think we built a sufficient enough connection there, Tarman. Lochna? How are you here? Oh, even Tarman's kid. Sheesh. Shouldn't Dollman's daughter be here too then? You know, it's all about connections. To be fair, Tarman's could just be the cat. What? We're here. Little weird dreams, but we made it through. It was a very intense makeout session.
Fragile.
Oh no.
Fragile.
The jump shock. and we should be fine. Surely they don't kill Fragile, like, just seconds after we kiss. That'd be so fucked up.
Discharging tar ballast tanks. DHV Magellan surfacing.
Alright, let's see the beach that Higgs is hiding out at. I feel like it's the A-Pass beach. Just to like bring everything together, but I could be wrong. Jesus. I didn't see those in the water.
Get us airborne, on the double.
Attention all hands. Prepare for flight mode.
You could probably, like, you should rest a little bit more, Fragile. Now, when you say flight mode, what kind of flight mode? That's pretty intense. Yeah, that doesn't look good. Holy shit, that's a lot of catchers. Hey, I was right. There's the A-Pass system. I was like looking up in the sky.
Thousand souls stranded in this place, bound to A-Pass to create this singular beach.
So this is where Higgs is.
I'm activating the hologram. Look. Zooming in.
Tomorrow.
Multiple BTs approaching.
We maybe should have gotten some bigger guns. Oh my god.
And prepare for battle.
Please, Sam. It has to be you. You have to be the one to finish it.
Take the guitar with you. It's the perfect weapon for a place like this. It draws in corallium from the surrounding air and converts it into energy. Here on the beach, it should pretty much work indefinitely.
We've got
Sam,
infinite ammo.
Take me as well.
Oh yeah, sure.
Serve as a communicator.
We'll take care of things here. Get to it, Sam.
Thank you, Die Hard Man. Glad to have you back on board, Captain, President.
Be careful. And remember, I'll always be with you.
I'm glad, but don't go dying on us now. We've lost too many people already. Get her a crypto biote. Get her a lot of crypto biotes. Dude, Die Hard Man's like little outfit is so swag. Hi, Amelie. I know, she's not really here. Not yet, but fuck, at this point, maybe it'll happen. Who knows when somebody from the last game's gonna show back up. Hey, that's the name of the game!
Battle stations. Charlie, activate battle mode.
Whoa!
Release strand cords.
Wait, is he taking over this?
Deploy cannons.
That's a big gun.
Activate.
Yeah, that should be sufficient.
ready to give them hell?
Yeah, that could have been useful earlier, but I guess we had to avoid a little bit of collateral damage.
Okay, Sam. The DHV Magellan is going to act as bait for all the BTs. We'll take advantage of that to head to the beach, where we'll hopefully find tomorrow waiting for us. Takes two, of course. This will be a golden opportunity for you two to settle your differences.
Dude, the Ryas, there are so fucking many of these manta rays. Holy damn, that was like 4 in one shot.
We're running out of time! Full power to the engines! They're everywhere!
Oh, jeez. Maybe I should pull out my guitar. You know, help out a little bit.
I'm back, baby.
We have more BTs closing in.
There's so many of them.
Oh, shit, it's the giant. The walker, though. Oh, wow.
Super giant BTs below.
Oh, God, they're connecting together. How does this end up working out? Oh, that's horrifying. No wonder they looked like ants. They were being saved for this moment. And the skull from the beginning, too? And what, these are gonna become wings or something? Oh, God. That's... Oh, they all did that. Oh, that's crazy. What the fuck do we do about that?
They're closing in fast.
Maybe dodge? Damn, the Magellan can move.
Controls unresponsive. Damn it. It's got us.
Leave it to us.
Fire the cannon, point blank. Dead man?
Can you handle it? Quickly, you need to take out its head.
Woohoo! One shot.
I think it's stopped. Wait. It's that.
Dead man? Dead man!
Dead men.
That's right. Everyone, hold on tight.
They're gonna dock with the head.
DHV Magellan. Integrate.
Yeah, this is one way to turn the odds around. Oh my God. I can't believe we're getting Attack on Titan. Like this is nuts.
Sam! That you, dead man? None other, my friend. I've managed to take control of this thing with my car.
That's impressive.
In essence, serving as the bridge between the entity and our ship. So you can leave the fighting to us.
Oh, here comes the big one. The big thumbs up. Still only 100 likes, though. They're gonna fucking duke it out. Good lord. Alright, that's for me. I've got my own battles to do out here. That's a lot of them running at me. You can get back in the water. Anything that runs at me is getting fully sent to the other side. I'm sure dying here really takes them out. Damn. Oh, Jesus. All right, guys. You can watch out where you toss stuff. I'm a fraction of your size. Hey, little cryptobiotes. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Do I have everything on me? It looks like I don't. That's okay. Fine. Hey. Higgs in the samurai outfit. Or maybe not Higgs, just the samurai outfit moving on its own as a mech. Scary. All right.
Sam, you're dealing with Higgs now. I'm afraid there's no avoiding this fight.
Maybe what if I charge this up? Let's see you block this one, Higgs. Whoa, okay, a little late there. I was hoping to do a little bit of a melee battle with this. Bring it on!
He saw that attack of yours coming a mile off, Sam. You need to change your approach.
I don't need to do that at all. Oh, shit. Hello? Whoa. Here comes the charge up. Dodge this. Fuck, okay, he actually can block that. Hold up. My health isn't coming back on its own. That's not true. I'm hitting your sword, aren't I? Let's see how powerful your axe really is. Hey, why don't you give me the sword and see how you handle? All right. I need to concentrate here. Pizza! Slam! Owie. Okay, all right, fair enough. Backstab! I mean, I am enjoying myself a good bit.
You know your darling little baby.
I mean, that part is true. It's you know, she's my kid. Maybe not the kid I was expecting. But we're gonna fight for her regardless.
More brittle than I reckon.
Ow. Okay. The things I'm trying to do, we're just not capable of. I'm like trying to block and then like also shoot my gun. You wanna play a fucking song? Don't worry! I got a lullaby for you right here!
Bastard on this last
Still dodged it!
He got better.
That was a good hit. That was a good hit. Woohoo! Did you see that? That was sick. My little backwards jump. All right. You want to fuck around? Let's do this. Ugh. Double jump kick. Oh, damn. Leave the sword. Bring it back. That thing seemed pretty cool. Jesus. I don't think Beaches is supposed to do that.
Not long now. You're too late, Sam.
You just teleport me? Hey, don't do that.
Well, let's just say I've died on the beach before. You of all people should understand. The loneliness. Tens of thousands of years just wandering. Without you. Fragile. Amelie. Anyone. Fucking take it. Just when I finally had embraced oblivion. These dead folks right here. Up and called me back.
Oh, jeez. Are you a part of APAS directly? Because that'd be... Uh-oh.
4,000 poor bastards who joined with APAS in a convergence. To them, I was another ghost. Just another lingering soul. Well, with so much in common,
They thought I should team up with their little company. And me being me, I played along. All the while. I was working towards my own personal goal.
No, I get it. Is that really what you want?
Oh, yeah.
He has another guitar.
To bring about the last stranding. But for real this time.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, honest. What is the point of this graveyard, huh? Humans deserve to go extinct. To be forgotten.
Hey, just because you had a shitty dad doesn't mean everyone needs to die.
One last dance on top of their old bones.
Sure. These people are dead anyways. Go fucking sideways, Sam. Jesus. Seems like you're dodging can't take infinite bullets.
Time to reset.
Anyways, you know, I kind of feel bad for him in the, like, did you really spend 10,000 years?
Gotcha. Fucking bastard!
Got you!
Don't you just love this Jammy boy?
Hey, friend! Seems like you still have a pretty vulnerable body, but yeah, okay, I don't know. Maybe he didn't, like, really integrate with APAS. They just found him lingering out here as, like, another lost soul on the beach to try and take advantage of.
Don't you just love this, Sam?
I'm having a good time. Getting a little bit of revenge for Lou. Also trying to save Tomorrow. Who knows, maybe she'll join me in this.
Feels good, don't it?
And we can just both wail on you. Oh, clearly you missed us. 10,000 years of wandering, and this is all you can think about?
I think it's time we played a different kind of game with an old friend of yours.
What do you mean by that? Who's the old friend? Fire?
Surprise!
Oh, they caught me off guard there.
Time to reset.
Thankfully, Sam is super capable of shredding it out on the guitar. Oh. Why are there so many of these here? Oh, I don't like being fucking hit with a domino attack. What the hell?
We're obviously no match for a monster that size. Just focus on defeating Higgs.
Oh, don't worry, I was already on it. Fuck this guy. Whoa, shit. You missed! Incredible! Alright, where'd you go this time, Higgs? Why don't you monologue? Call some attention to yourself, buddy! There you are! I've been thinking about using a chrono bio, but I didn't even need to do that. I didn't need to go that far. Hey, come back. I gotta shoot you some more with the guitar.
You remember that day on the beach?
The one where I decked the shit out of you?
My
Yeah.
guiding light betrayed me. Chose not yours truly, but Sam the man.
My guy, you literally tried to, like, control her.
That girl was meant to be mine. Luckily, I found someone new.
Tomorrow.
Your very own baby girl, the extinction entity.
She'll be like Amelie. She doesn't want the world to end.
Truly grateful. I got to savor this revenge against you twice over. There's just a beautiful poetry in our fates.
Hey, my gear! You little bastard!
See that? The last stranding is finally upon us. Victory is mine.
You don't know that.
That girl ain't got no choice to accept what's happening.
That's not true. She, like I said, could be like Amelie.
Up close and personal.
Oh.
That old familiar feeling. Kept you waiting, huh? You and me. It ain't over yet.
All right, I guess we're beating into each other one last time. Well, that's all right. I pressed O to fucking attack him, and it popped that up.
Again with that shit? Right, bitch, now it's on!
Not if I block. Or, you know, what if I dodge instead? I like that the health bar has the images of our guitars.
Let's give this a proper ending, Sam.
I mean, this is pretty cool. I like the visuals of the opening of the beach back there. Obviously, we have the DHV Magellan battling it out still behind everything. If you're not gonna attack, then I will!
Let's rock out. One lap.
Oh, shred back! What are we doing, Sam? Why are we just literally jamming out the guitars with this guy? right. Back to beating into each other. Let's do this. That was a solid hit, Higgs. I guess we gotta let you give a little bit before you lose it all again. Hey, you wouldn't try and shoot me with that, right? Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa! I can shred back! Where's Dollman in all this? I don't think so.
Why won't you? Emily!
Hey, that part's, you know what, I agree with you. Fuck yeah, Emily.
Sing you!
Yeah, Sam, we're on the same page.
No, I ain't through
Jam!
yet.
We ain't done! Like shit! They're to me!
I don't know. I think I've done a pretty good job of kicking your ass.
Bullshit!
Remember, you were meant to be the chosen one. You've got your high dooms abilities, your teleporting shenanigans. And here you are at the end of everything. Still being a loser.
Son of a bitch! Like... I feel it!
Ooh! I don't think you can get that tooth back. That's lost. It's on the beach down there now.
Putting you down! You! Fuck you! And your band!
Wait, finish him. You little bastard. I'm coming over there. You're not getting away with it. You shot Lou. Also, you set me on fire. You know, an ironic twist, Higgs, would be if you didn't bring about the last Stranding. Something completely different. Maybe with 2 extinction entities, we can control the Stranding instead.
Here it comes.
I mean, Amelie's got to be over there on the other side, right?
Tomorrow!
A baby? That's a big baby! Babies aren't supposed to roll around in fire. Lou? What?
It really is you, isn't it? It's okay. It's okay. See the sunset. The day is ending. Let that yawn out. There's no pretending. I will hold you and protect you. So let love warm you till the morning.
Good job, Lou. Oh, the catchers are chilling out, or the super large BTs.
Lou?
Wait, Lou! What's even happening over there? Hey, Amelie! Is that you for realsies? Is this Lou for realsies? I don't know what's for realsies at all anymore. I was gonna say thank you for saving Lou, question mark? She fucking said, get back to your side, shove. So much just happened again. But yeah, what about tomorrow? I mean, Lou, it could be tomorrow. And therefore we've already saved tomorrow just in her past. Lou? Lou? Well, this doesn't look like the real world. This looks like the beach still.
Okay, time to head home.
With you by your side,
Alright, I don't have my exoskeletons. We gotta be a little careful here. You think I'm following in my old footsteps? Like the way I walked at the beginning of the game affects this exact section? Because that would be a pretty cool connection. Still got a good distance to walk. Gotta make up a little bit of speed, because we did a lot of slow walking for drama there. I do love that they brought this song back. This is definitely one of my favorite songs from Death Stranding 1. You know, I even shed a couple of tears when I replayed Death Stranding 1 and this played. Even though I knew like Lou was gonna like live for sure. It just really did feel like a big ending to a journey. And after Higgs tried to steal this song multiple times, even to his end, it's fun to have it back. Even though I'm still not sure what's happening out here. It looks like we're on a beach. Things are a little bit desaturated. It's either that or it really is just the snow. Oh, I think they restarted the song. That's funny. Aerial camera. I'm following my path here. My original path. As closely as I can, at least. Oh, okay, alright. It's not the full song again. With the lyrics and stuff. Man, maybe things are gonna be alright. Maybe Lou's back. Hold on. We diverged. Our paths. They separated for a little bit, but that's okay. We're still here. Still journeying on. You know, even if we had to do it without each other for a little bit, that's alright. Alright, I think we keep our balance here. Just keep our hands on our shoulders. Don't need to stumble down the mountain. What if we're not in Mexico? What if we're just on a very similar ridge somewhere else entirely? Alright, I've lost my steps here. Nope. Oh, no, we've refound them. I was gonna say, we're getting close to the shelter. Ah, this is intense. Is this how... is this gonna be really how Mexico is gonna be in post-game? Because that'd be down for that. Extreme weather variation. Hey, kid. Magellan? Oh, hey. What? Lou?
Lou?
Tomorrow? Luis? Ah. I got an A. I took too much damage. I think it was from the samurai section. I dilly-daddled a little bit in that fight. Tried to parry a couple of times. Not something you can parry. Or at least not that very easily with the guitar on. Hey y'all, I got Tomorrow back. Is Fragile okay? I don't like that y'all were looking towards her chair like that.
Is she alright? Unconscious, but unharmed. Sam. Listen.
No.
Fragile?
Fragile's dead, Sam.
Oh, Jesus. I guess when Fragile brought us Lou, that was her genuine soul doing that.
Truth is, she's been dead for some time. While you were away, searching for that photo, Fragile contacted me. Came clean about the whole thing. It happened back when she tried to jump Lou to safety.
Oh.
And she was in that space between the world of the living and the dead. And Higgs shot her.
As you know, the flow of time is different in our two worlds.
On the other side, Fragile's death was a tragedy that had already come to pass. On this side, however, her physical form still endured, if only for a while. Its end yet to arrive.
Fragile knew what the future had in store for her, and what she wanted to do with the time she had left. You were the one person she asked me not to tell, Sam. The only one. And I trust that you understand why.
I mean, it's devastating news, yeah.
I'm sorry, Sam.
It's okay, we got tomorrow
Let him
back.
go.
We have time to grieve.
Sam, there's something I haven't told you. When Higgs shot me, in that instant, my Ka and my Ha were separated from one another. And the fact that Lou and I were even able to make the jump had nothing to do with me. It was Lou. Lou connected us to those poor lost souls. And at the time, being with them seemed safer than with me. So I decided to leave Lou in their care.
It's hella risky, but alright. Clearly it worked out.
Afterwards, Sam, when you came and found me, I'd lost all memory of what I'd done.
Oh.
The only thing I knew for certain was that I was already dead. And that what little time I had left, I wanted to spend traveling with you. It wasn't until the moment we arrived at Apas's beach that I finally remembered. About Lou, about the jump, about everything that had happened. It's my fault that you never got to watch Lou grow up. Me, who stole all those precious years.
What do you mean, though?
I'm so sorry, Sam.
It's only been a month.
I can't give you back the time you've lost. But promise me you'll make the most of your future. With Lou.
Right? Or even just 3 months?
You will never be alone. Death can't tear us apart. We will always be with you. Now go on. The others are waiting.
I should have gotten more pictures.
What?
I didn't use the photo mode enough. The film camera. At least they force you to have like the one picture. There's still a red crypto biome there. What is up with that? Fuck though. God.
Sam, we've completed preparations for our return trip. Hartman has finished mapping and logging the coordinates of this beach, and all data concerning the tar currents that brought us here have been recorded as well. With this information at our disposal, we can retrace our path easily. Even without Fragile's power, we should be able to return to Australia at any time. Come to the bridge whenever you're ready.
You got it. Well, there's nothing else for us to do in this room. Not even have a drink. I can activate the ring terminal. What do you want me to read up here, huh? I got my stats. I never did max out everything. Handguns almost got there. Assault rifles are on the way. Machine guns. Yeah, I figured machine guns were maxed out. I never did end up meeting these. I wasn't expecting her to basically be like, well, a Walking Dead. I figured there might have been some shenanigans there in like the teleportation, since they never like directly showed what had happened. It was always like cut off. It's like maybe Lou got away or something. But obviously it was just so confusing and like unknowing of like what will eventually happen. So with that one, that's unfortunate. I mean, I'm glad that she was able to get her last journey, but damn. Maybe she can stick around like Deadman. You know, contact us from beyond.
All squared away? We're gonna need everyone's power to make this work. Attention all hands. It's time for us to go home.
Aye, aye, President. I really want to see some of the behind the scenes stuff for some of the acting they made him do. Like, what the fuck is this? We got Deadman still here. I mean, Fragile is around, and for some reason, Maligna and Lochna. What is going on with them? Neil? Hey, bud. Is it time for us to see everything that happened?
Thank you for coming.
You said it's urgent, so tell me. I don't have much time.
They're after my child. They won't live for themselves. Bridges has plans. And everything hinges on using Lou as a sacrificial BB. Because they need a child of a repatriate. But I won't let them have my baby. We need to tell everyone that you are the father.
But I'm not. I wouldn't stop playing with me.
This poor guy.
Please.
Good God.
Neil, please. Help me keep Lou safe. Thank you.
We should run to Mexico. There's a bunch of routes only people like me know. And I have a couple of friends down there that that can help us out. But we need to move quick. Next week, no later. Okay? I will come back and pick you up here.
Neil,
What?
this contains everything. I want you to hold on to it for me.
What a predicament you're in, ma'am.
Hey. Let's go.
Just a moment.
Just leave it. Everything we need is in the car. Everything.
Aww.
Just to make it more romantic. Don't worry.
Okay. Mexico's ready.
You know, I'm surprised they never showed us any flashbacks of Sam in there. Of course we get stopped by security. These guys
He's
fuck
a
up
patient of mine.
everything.
Thank you. Let me double check. Should work.
Jesus, boys, put the guns down. It was just a little glitch. Fucking murder hobos?
That's impressive.
Oh, did she just... Okay. She used her card behind his. Oh, shit.
Don't move!
You had to know. We'd never let you leave. You're carrying the child of a repatriate, after all. A test subject of incalculable value.
Gun! Put it down!
No.
You're wrong, because that's my child. So back the fuck off.
Back off!
Neil.
Jesus!
Chipper, don't shoot! Don't shoot!
It's a little late for that.
Lucy. Lucy. Hey. Oh, fuck. Fuck.
Neil.
You have to save her. Please. Please.
We can try. But there's going to be conditions. This child is invaluable to us. You have to agree to let us take it.
She'll survive. She'll survive. Give me your word.
I give you my word, Neil. I give you my word.
You didn't stipulate that she needs to, like, survive with her brain intact, though. She might just be brain dead. Damn! Oh, God, you're such a piece of shit. I mean, I guess the good news is he probably died in the void out. Okay, then how the fuck did Lou get saved? I don't think you lived that.
The extraction was successful. BB-00 was transferred to a sterilized pod and sent to a separate facility.
Ready to proceed with corpse disposal. 1 male, 1 female.
Impossible. What
the hell? He survived? Or is he necrotizing?
He's already succumbed to necrosis.
What the hell? This doesn't make any sense. Call the PD team. Now go get out of here!
Okay, this is intense. Neil's the one that became a BT? Was it just his rage? Are we now the BT that's about to blow this place up? Am I a BT looking for someone? Anyone to make contact with the other side? A little bit of matter to antimatter contact? I feel like I just saw the door at the end of the hall open, but maybe not. Oh. Lucy? Oh, Sam, no. Okay, where are you gonna go with the body, Sam? I mean, he doesn't know about the kid, but for all he knows, it's Neil's, so he might not really care. I think he cared enough, though. I mean, the fact that he went on to go name Lou as Lou. Come back, Sam. Come back, Lucy. We're still here. Help us. Oh no. I do wonder why Neil turned to BT so fast. I assume it's like an emotion thing. Lou! But like, future Lou. Left on the beach by fragile Lou. Man. The beach and its time shenanigans. Good God.
Don't find excuses for your anger. You're drowning in sorrow. With all the reasons to stay are selfish, you must go. I'll show you out this burden is hiding the meaning of it all. How beautiful this life can be. You don't have to grow.
She genuinely left Lou in just the realm of the dead. Did Sam get to see any of that? Because I feel like he wasn't on the same page as me about tomorrow being Lou. Because before we made this jump, he looked at Lou's pod and just was like, you know, kind of like an accepting that Lou was gone kind of thing. But Lou's right there. Weird. 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 Yeah. Look at the little angel biotes. Wakey wakey. We're back in the real world, the land of the living. Most of the living, I guess. Wake up, Die Hard Charlie. I guess it's a good thing we aren't gonna eat these ones. Did everyone see the dream? Does everyone know that tomorrow is Lou? Does she know?
I remember now. The journey the two of us went on together. You and me, Sam.
No.
We will always be connected.
You know, I never did think to look for the little birthmark during the cutscenes. I wonder if they hid that up the entire time.
I'm here, Louise.
Yeah.
Now hug! Where's the hug? Come on. We just got Lou back after the entire game. Though the future is a product of every present that precedes it, tomorrow does not belong today. Kobo Abe, in search of the present. To live is to imagine ourselves in the future, and there we inevitably arrive. Yet our place in said future may not be the one we envision.
All the words that I won't get.
We did it, we hit credits.
The things that time steals and turns to pain. If it's not love to let you leave again.
They gave us a little less processing time in this than the ending of Death Stranding 1.
Doubt and question what the future.
It's just probably for the better. There was some weird stuff in Death Stranding 1. You had like a segment where they literally explain the plot to you while credits pass by, which is fine. It's just weird. But then you also had the whole segment of like walking with Lou's dead body to the incinerator, and you just have all these different bits to like process. But here a lot of it just went back to back to back to get back. Besides the one section where we walk with Lou on our Mexican path. The bots! Dude, these weren't around! Are they in Australia now? It'd be funny if now we get the bots, like, to control. And they have a sign! Yo, I want that. The old ass highways? But wait, why are the highways... Why is the Magellan all sunken and rusted up? Same with the roads. I thought they were like regular highways, but they got like the tar dripping, so those are the ones we made. Oh, is this gonna be Luis? She's a porter now. Oh, fuck. She picked up Fragile's habits.
Me, I've always loved porters. Through freezing rain and biting wind, across rivers, mountains, and endless deserts.
Aw,
They come to deliver something priceless.
the clear picture, finally. Just took 2 games. Hey, Rainy got her kid!
A glimpse of a life I've never known. They're my window, my sole connection to the outside world.
The one picture we gave her.
And I know they'll be back again today. And every day. Even when we're long gone. Death can't tear us apart.
That's a big old hand. Big hands connecting the gates.
That's why today is another day on the road.
Death Stranding 2 on the beach. Okay, that was a cool little follow-up. Although it has me a little concerned. Why did the Magellan get abandoned in the ocean? That one's not that bad, but like, did something happen? And then, why does Australia look like it's decaying, even with like the pavers and stuff? The robots are still working. So like, that's a good sign that the network is still on, especially the chiral network as a whole. And this probably doesn't take place too long after the events of this game, because Rainey has her kid. The kid doesn't look like it's grown up. But now I just have so many more questions. I'm curious what we're gonna get afterwards, because there will probably be a little bit of maybe not post-story. We'll see. I would like some post-game stories and cutscenes. Not necessarily immediately after the credits, but like, you know, maybe a couple of follow-up missions. Maybe we can help Tarman a little bit. Maybe help Deadman pass on. Maybe connect with Luis more. Is she gonna go by tomorrow or Luis? Maybe she'll do both. See, if she goes by Luis tomorrow, I think that's fine. That's a good combination of the names. Also, it is really cool. Maybe that hints that we'll get a Death Stranding 3 with Luis as the main character. Although, it would have to change up so much, because of her powers, your like combat sections would be crazy. You'd just fucking dive under the tar, rip people apart. And by people, probably mechs. If the ghost mechs are still around, they could still be. Maybe in like another area. The technology exists. Maybe the information leaks out to bandits somewhere and they start to use them themselves. I kind of expected the bandits to join forces with the ghost mechs, although it never did end up happening in the story, which is interesting. But, hold on, can I pause here? Okay, we got a lot left. I will give my thoughts on a lot of things then. You'll have to excuse me, they'll be a little all over the place since this was 100+ hours. But, we'll start with the story. Things sort of went the way I expected in terms of like the end of the last like few chapters of the game kind of being similar to the first one in that like they just crammed so many things happening and so many plot reveals all in just this like big 4 to 7 hour section. But I will say they did a lot better of a job on a lot of the lead up for the most part. I'd say in the mid game, it like kind of peters out for just like a little bit. And it feels like there maybe should have been like one extra episode in between just to like build up the mechs a little bit more. I also like just wish the mechs were around in general. It's really weird that they didn't become like an overworld threat until I was 100+ hours into the game. Now, obviously people are going to go at different paces. Some people might have rushed the main story, in which case they would have ran into the mechs within like maybe 20 to 40 hours and played off from there. Maybe they would have decided at that point to try and like do all the stuff on the continent. It's hard to predict, especially with how big the world is and all the different directions you can go and all the different like personal strategies that a player might want to employ. But yeah, just it felt like we were building up to more than just Higgs. And I'm a little saddened that, like, yes, we got a little bit more, but not really, right? Like, the game started and I knew that, like, A-Pass is probably a problem in some fucking manner. We knew Higgs was alive going into it because you know that Higgs is alive at the end of Death Stranding 1. Fragile tells you as much. And then all the promotional material for this game, it has Higgs all over the place. So really the only thing that we had with Higgs that was like a surprise was, and not even like, but like him being a cyborg mech while in the real world. I hadn't thought that far. I figured that like, yeah, his body probably has some like cyborg parts or something, but it just being like he's literally just remote controlling a body while chilling out on the beach, that was kind of funny. And it turned out that was a lot of people were doing. A lot of people were just possessing shit from the other side or as like a soul into like a vessel. Dead Man did it. Doll Man is literally, you know, a soul in a doll body. Fragile ended up being like she repossessed her corpse. And they're probably the ghost mechs are probably piloted by A-Pass, right? Although, how did they get out of the Cairo network and work then? If A-Pass was more limited to the Cairo network, I don't know. Obviously, you know, A-Pass probably just has a little bit more power to exert there, or maybe they set up like nodes or something that allowed them to operate in certain areas. That part didn't get like directly explained to us. Maybe I'll have to look in the corpus and see if they said anything But they didn't really draw any real attention to it, or even how things are going to happen with APAS in general. We kind of fucked them up. Like their servers got super shredded. Like there might be a few left, and the APAS system may still be able to work because of that, but I don't know. But I'm glad that Die Hard Man did officially come in. I was curious after we saw the scene of him like dancing. I was wondering like, oh, is there a scene where like he has a different voice? And then it turns out that you could never pick anybody but Die Hard Man. Which, wow. It's funny to find that out in the way that I did. Because I just thought it was a genuine, like, they had made all the other characters just voice the mission things. But if you try to choose the other people, he, you know, Charlie / Die Hardman gives like a bullshit reason to be like, oh, well, Dead Man just died. Maybe this is too soon. Choose somebody else. Oh, Dead Man? Well, he's gonna join us later. You don't want Dead. Yeah, it'd be confusing. Choose somebody else. Lochna? Maligna? They're kind of confusing. We don't want to add a third voice into the mix. And so you always had to pick Die Hard Man. And if I had gone through that, like if I had been in a trolley mood and chose one of the other people, we would have figured it out even harder. That like, oh shit, this is Die Hard Man fucking with us or something. Like, he's the only person there. But just, what a funny way for that all to go. In terms of how this all planned out in with Lou, that part's still, it's so loose. It's so weird, just because it's one of those things where like it's attempting to like backwards retcon some of the stuff from Death Stranding 1. So like if you don't remember the exact details of Death Stranding 1, a lot of it works. And like for me, I don't remember the exact wordings of all the documents that were there about Lucy and Lou. All I like remember was like the general thing of like, well, Lucy fucking like, they think Lucy like died and rotted, became a BT, and it caused a void out while Sam was trying to get there. And like, technically a good part of that's true. She was dead when the void out happened, and Sam did like get there like just about the worst time. But other stuff like Lou ended up being I thought the original Lou was supposed to be a boy, and that we were gonna have like a legitimate thing where there was going to be a big plot twist about there being a second Lou to like worry about, just kind of like in general. But instead the plot twist was just like, oh, well, Lou aged up to be like a in her 20s young lady, but like no memories of anything because she was stuck in the world of the dead for that entire period of time. And you know, I called that when she first showed up, or like around that period. I remember being like, time works differently in the beach. They could be fucking with us. It is, you know, here's our baby is white girl, blonde hair, and now we get this white girl, blonde hair lady here. And then I was right. Poorly held secret on that front, but it's fine. Though I do need, I want the aftermath of that. It ended up being like the very last thing of the game. Whereas I want to like develop that more. Although I am also sad, I really was down to like adventure with like a real Lou. Right? Like a real like regular baby Lou on our chest, maybe in like side of a different kind of pod. You know, a safety pod that like allows her to not get hurt in any kind of way. Instead, my baby is now like a superhuman that can take out like an army of robots on her own. Like, good for her. But what about my journey? What about the fatherhood? It is a funny idea in just like just thinking for myself. Sometimes when I've thought about like having kids or something, sometimes it's like, well, maybe we want to skip the baby part and just go to them being like an adult. In memory of Ryan Karagia Lowroar? Did someone from Lowroar pass away? That's unfortunate. Rest in peace. What do we got going on here? Another raindrop falling on our head. Is this just the post? The extra. The other translations and languages that this was available. Good for them.
Raindrops are falling on my head, they keep falling. So I just did me some talking to the sun. And I said
I'm still very curious about what the follow-up's gonna be, because the first game had a good bit of like, hey, alright, you're in the post game. It's technically like 2 weeks before the real end of the story, because at the end of Death Stranding 1, Sam runs away with Lou. But you still get like a bunch of like, hey, this is what this person is up to. This is what this person's up to. And then you get like a bunch of new jobs and stuff, which I didn't do. But I want to do them here just because like, now I'm a little bit more invested in this series than I was in Death Stranding 1. I've enjoyed myself in this quite a bit, and I'm curious if there's maybe a few more things remaining for us. We still have 2 people to connect, and a bunch of people to 5-star. Everybody. Hey, Dollman's doll! No longer looks like him.
nothing's worrying me.
Okay, why do we have apples in the BB pod? They're just gonna run there. Hey, maybe tomorrow can get her powers to like go backwards too. That would be some extreme stuff. S rank! Deliver the present for Lou. What present for Lou? What are you fucking talking about? Total likes from tomorrow. Yeah. Thanks, Lou. Ugh. Higgs red mask. It has the air of a mysterious power. Blocks direct and reflected sunlight. And then we have the other one, a golden mask in the shape of a skull. It has the air of a mysterious power. Blocks direct and reflected sunlight. If only it could combine with sunglasses too. We've got holograms for tomorrow, holograms for fragile, some extra music. Oh, right. I had seen, because I had added some of the Death Stranding 2 music to my Spotify playlist. I had seen that there was a version with Elle Fanning, the actress for Tomorrow, and I assume her voice actress as well. So them having a version with her now, like, super even makes more sense. She's potentially the next Death Stranding protagonist. If they go in that direction, we'll see. All right. Our not necessarily final grades here, but the ones over the course of the game. So we got up to Porter grade 329, 128 Legend of Legend evaluations, 634,000 likes. Of course, mostly from NPCs, but we got a decent bit from players too. A few completion milestones. I don't know. They never really brought those up, so I don't actually know what those are necessarily. We traveled 878 kilometers. Rookie numbers, we could get those up. Most of that was inside of a pickup truck because, of course, the pickup truck is amazing. Biote species eaten, 5. Okay, we got one for that. That's what got us one of the little milestone markers. We don't have the A-Pass enhancement maxed out, so I assume that's going to be one. And that we probably get some from B-Pass. Structure records. Only one structure built and fully upgraded. But we got all the mines up, I guess. Every type of vehicle customization fabricated. Did we? Oh yeah, the rocket. We did make the rocket. I didn't make the mortar though. Or did I? We got all the backpack customizations. That one is sad. I was hoping for a little bit more. Hot springs we still have to work on. Types of equipment. Tracks for sure. I know the tracks in the roads. We had to leave because the story got pretty dramatic once we connected the last place. I don't know what the keys mean on this cooperation record. But we connected with 1,607 other players over the course of the game. Max level porter connections formed 0. My bad. I guess I need to try on a little bit more. Switch the drawbridge Cupid on or off. Choose to keep the drawbridge Cupid turned on or off. The connection between A pass and the 4,000 dead is severed. The drawbridge Cupid is fully operational, meaning that ghost mechs and BTs present less of a threat than usual. Moving around and making deliveries is easier as a result. Or A pass is reconnected with the 4,000 dead. Only some features of the drawbridge Cupid are operational, meaning that ghost mechs and BTs present as much of a threat as they did before. Moving around and making deliveries is more difficult as a result. Okay, so you can choose whether or not to make the game easier or harder for yourself here. You can turn the drawbridge Cupid on or off at any time during the game through system in your ring terminal. Okay, I'm going to turn it off, but like, I'm curious. We'll just have it on and see what the map looks like. Episode 17, One Day. Yay, the Magellan can travel again. They really did just stop being able to move around on its own for like 5 episodes straight. It's a good thing we knocked out as much as we did. Alright, maybe they got this bridge up and running at least.
Sam, it's Charlie. Just kidding. It's Die Hartman. Good morning. Thanks to the tireless efforts of Drawbridge, the whole of Australia is now connected. But I'm sure you still have a few things left to do all the same. We're happy to offer you our continued support, just like before. From here on out, though, you call the shots. You're free to go wherever you choose.
Thank you, Die Hard Man. Do as you please. Alright, first, I'm just going to take a look-see here. We no longer have a red crypto biota. Instead, it's not even like really pink like a normal one. Maybe they just mature over time. You know, the implication of like the Angio crypto biota. Some people won't respond. I brought cargo to this shelter, but the terminal said access was restricted by the drawbridge Cupid. I don't know how much about the technology, but I'm slightly concerned. I think I'll wait for the order to be reissued. Uh-oh. For the ghost hunter? Oh god, what happened to him? Rainey, going for a checkup. Hey Sam, things seem to have calmed down, so I'm going to have my baby checked out at the F8 medical facility. Tomorrow said she'd come with me, so I'll be borrowing her for a while. Enjoy your rest, Sam. Right, take care of my daughter. Hartman, you did well, Sam. Thank you. I'm happy to report that I've finally recommenced my research. There are signs that a new plate gate is about to appear, which is a delightfully exciting prospect indeed. As for yourself, feel free to take some time off and do what you want to do for a change. I do have a ton to do. We're here for you. Thanks for your help, Sam. Tarman and I will be joining you for some downtime aboard the DHV Magellan. We're still happy to help with your deliveries, of course, so don't hesitate to get in touch. Have a good rest. Oh, and Dollman's with you, right? Apparently he wants to go along with you if you're heading outside, so please take him with you if you can. Thanks. Of course. Dollman's our little buddy. I'm a little sad that his little plotline didn't get resolved. Same thing with a lot of them. Obviously, Die Hardman was doing some stuff in the background, and we see in the future that Rainey's child is going to be back, or like be born. however that way is going to work. But Tarman, what's up with his story? That didn't make any other progress besides the stuff he told us about how it happened in the first place. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, I don't know if this is just the color being off or something. Why is it so desaturated? Like I said, I would really like it if some crazy weather stuff happened, but we'll see.
It goes without saying that I too will continue to support you, Sam. Here's to many more exciting adventures. Feeling well rested after some quality shut-eye?
I want to hear your thoughts about Lou being tomorrow.
Sam, aren't you feeling eager to begin your next order?
You little bastard. All right. Let's get out there. Let's see what the map has to say for us. Do as you please, deliver to the motherhood. Is that just one of my other orders? Okay, it is. Do as you please, but finish the orders you started, player. That works out. I can at least fast travel over there. Anything from the DHV Magellan? No. Okay, that's fine. I just want to take a little peek-sees at this bridge. Did it get fixed up? It's looking good. That's pretty funny. I mean, like, good, but I'm just thinking about that, like, one random-ass ladder. It's gone forever. A different timeline, different world.
This one's for you. Thanks for the help. Thank you kindly. This one's for you. Thank you kindly.
Alright, what do we got over here? I think we got, yeah, my car is still over here.
Take care.
We'll go grab it and get it fixed up. So... the Cupid drawbridge system. Let's see. So I have to go under system, and you can turn it on or off here. I do wonder what it means when it says, so it says that ghost mechs and BTs present less of a threat than usual. But that would mean that there are ghost mechs around in general still. How so? And where? And I'm curious if we need to have the drawbridge Cupid on for anything in particular. But for now, we'll turn it off, because I do want to deal with them. I do want a level of threat in the world, at least a little bit, even though a lot of times I don't end up having to deal with the enemies. James Ender.
Welcome, Sam.
Oh, I don't show up in the mirror at all. Maybe it's not a mirror. Oh shit, it's just the extension of the room. Okay, that makes more sense. I thought they had just like fucked up. It was just a mirror that happened to miss this one elevator. Alright, what kind of orders do we have? We have a good bit of orders for all the people on this east side. Makes sense. Ooh, and look at all of those ghost mech locations. Hold on. Where are they chilling out at? Okay. You have a group to the north. One around here where I placed my shock cannon. Makes sense. So they're basically, they're in all the same spots that we saw during, like, what, episode 10? You could have made more. I would have been fine with that. All right. I have so much freedom. I don't know what order of things I want to do things in. Here's what I'll do. I'm gonna go to Mexico real quick, just to kind of see, like, did it keep some of its quirkiness, or is it just regular Mexico from the beginning of the game, sort of? Chart course, go to Mexico. Okay, from this screen it's looking normal, you know. It's a tan brown desert in a lot of places, random lush area in between the mountains. So it's no longer underwater. You know, I know it wasn't real underwater, but still, the ocean was in the sky. That was spooky. And there's no snow. It's just a nice regular day. A little bit of clouds, but nothing to worry about. Can I go into Sam's shelter on my own, like, volition? Oh, let me in.
Feels good.
What if I press the hand here? Okay. Well, I have a lot of orders I want to do, but before we get to that, I'll go over some of the things of how I feel about the game, and we'll go on a little run around Mexico for that. But before we do that, let me get my gear back, because they stripped me of my exoskeleton at some random point. Fucking Higgs. Boost skeleton. Do I have my grenades on me at least? Nope, everything got taken off. Golly. Okay. Hang on, tool rack. Fuck it, the battle guitar can chill out with us too. Take the trank gun. And these should be good for the grenade pouch. Alright. The only thing... Oh, gloves. Gloves and kind of the oxygen mask. It's not, like, super necessary, but we'll take it anyways. Ooh. Do I not have any fucking boots on? Okay, it's just the Cairo boots. They took off the Cairo boots off my boot clip, and I got very concerned. So we'll do this, and we'll do this, even though I'll probably never use the sneaking boots, but it's fun to think about it as an option at some point. Right, this has been an interesting journey so far. Obviously, you know, story itself is over. The story was pretty good. And I think if Kojima really wanted to, he could make one of the most fucking bonkers modern day, like, anime crazy action in the game, right? Like, a lot of the stuff that was happening at the end was nuts. Now, they did kind of spoil a lot of, like, smaller stuff, like the Magellan combining with a giant BT was kind of spoiled. I didn't see if they showed exactly how it was going to happen, and I kind of was afraid that Higgs was going to steal the Magellan and have it combined with a BT at some point. Like, that's how I thought that was gonna go. But I was very happy to see that, no, they did it purposefully and used it to help us out. Even if it really did just become background noise among everything else. It was a cool little set piece. And I think showed a lot of, like, the potential that Kojima could have in that particular direction, which he doesn't have to go in that way, but everything just got so bonkers. Even just like the overall move towards Terminal Fort Knot, where we're like pushing against a bunch of BT ghost mechs with the support of the Magellan. That was cool. A lot of that makes me wish some of that was sprinkled in other sections of the game, because for a very large chunk of the game, it really is like by the books. It really is for massive chunks of the game. You're making deliveries, and maybe Higgs will fuck with you with like a BT, or like a ghost mech, giant ghost mech, that is, and that's all cool. But again, because of how it was like paced, it would happen. You deal with one of the weird situations from Higgs, and then, you know, the way I played, it would be another like 10 to 20 to 30 hours before another major story beat. And I don't even feel that bad about it, because like there actually really wasn't that much there in the first place. If I hadn't looked up that part about like, hey, episode 9 after the Motherhood, you should probably start doing things around the continent around then, we would have ended up in the same state I did in the first game that I was afraid of like, okay, we're doing a bunch of stuff, oh shit, it's the end of the game. Oh shit, bad things have happened, we got to go to the beach. I mean, like, straight up the Magellan stops being able to go around by your demand after episode 9, basically. They're just like, oh, we have to stay here to defend the place, Sam. We can't move, that's the tar current, Sam. Do we have a watchtower around here? Really? Not a single one? That's nuts. Alright, doll man, you get doll man it is.
Ready.
Yeah. Let's get these people mapped out. So yeah, story pacing still wasn't like the most amazing, but it was definitely significantly better than how they handled things in Death Stranding 1. Especially since they didn't have to like focus on the exposition of Death Stranding itself that much. You already knew, like, or at least I, you know, me, anyone else who had like experienced the story of the first game, you knew enough going in about like, hey, the world's kind of in an apocalyptic state. Sam went around and like reconnected things. You've already got like a few lingering friendships from that, and they're all kind of like on your side. They're the ones who even like brought Sam back from the other side when he was seemingly trapped there for what could have been eternity, what ended up happening to Higgs. But not as bad, technically. We don't know how long Sam was really in there. I doubt he even really fully grasps it as well. It could have just been like a really rough day. All we know is that by the end of it all, he was,
Nearby.
you know, he tried to take himself out. But yeah, because we didn't have to worry about the big story stuff, or like reconnecting on that part, it got to be a lot more personal. It also helped that, you know, they solved Sam's aphanphobia or whatever, the fear of being touched thing. So it did allow him to genuinely be a little bit more like connected to other people, which was nice. Because when you have a game about being connected and like making bonds with people, it helps when the main character is genuinely able to do that themselves, and Sam was able to do that a lot more. He was a lot more personable in this, you know? He was still a little bit like awkward and in some cases antisocial, but he definitely was allowed to have so much more personality in this, and I'm glad, especially since, like, you know, it can be said that that personality was because he went through so much in Death Stranding 1 that it just made him progress as a person in general. He didn't have to be as withdrawn from the world. With that said, I am sad of a good couple of things, but the big one, again, Lou. Really wish we could have just had Lou for the whole game, and it would have been, I think it would have been cooler if we had Lou the whole game and Tomorrow was also there. That would have been a really fun, like, way to handle it that would make you be thrown off the trail a little bit more. Because you're actively running around with Lou, you know, not dead Lou in this imaginary scenario, allowing Tomorrow to stand out more on her own versus, like, you know, this being with probably gonna be Lou, at least in my mind. And that brings up the follow-up that I'm sad that we didn't go a little bit more into Sam's past there, considering that he was directly connected with Lucy. Right? Like, this was a fantastic opportunity to, like, show a little bit more, like, flashback stuff about Sam's past. Either how he was in the past, you know, leading up to his relationship with Lucy and all that, or like the aftermath. You could have done like a good combination of the two, where, you know, we're seeing the aftermath of Sam's, you know, being repatriated or repatriated, or, you know, they said it both ways. You get the aftermath of that in the flashbacks and how he felt about the whole situation, while the Neil stuff can still focus on exactly what it ended up doing, what led to the Void Out. And I think it just would have been a cool little connection if, like, or even like if maybe not even like a focus on Sam afterwards, but like just leading up to it, and we see how they converge. You know, a converging timeline kind of flashback thing would have been really cool there as well, rather than it just being like, oh, Sam shows up in Neil's vision for like 2 minutes before fucking Neil eats him and causes a Void Out as a BT. I also wish we had seen more, like, overall story stuff. Again, a little bit more like the interpersonal things just never happened. But in a way, that is a little bit fine. Like obviously, not everything has to, like, appeal to me. I completely get that. Just, I have certain wishes for how it could have all played out. Especially since there's such a weird dichotomy sometimes between how Death Stranding normally plays out while you're doing orders and stuff versus how the story plays out. And it became even more so in this game. Again, especially at the end when things were just going absolutely fucking bananas. Like, I'm surprised we didn't get even more super-powered humans just coming in and, like, having Matrix-level fights all over the place. Also, I do feel like Tomorrow becoming a super-powered damsel in distress at the end kind of sucks. Like, especially the way it happened. I was really hoping we'd get more with, you know, maybe she wakes up inside of Amelie's realm and she has, like, feelings about the world. Maybe you have a, like, Fifth Element situation where this being that can bring about the end of the world suddenly feels like she wants to end it because of, like, whatever personal things, the way she's learned about things. Obviously that's a little bit hard to do when for most of the story Tomorrow had everything was chill. I mean, there was nothing for her to dislike about the Magellan's crew. They were all nice to her.
That was a real tongue stinger.
And even, like, the one awkward, like, mission where she ran away was just caused due to a misunderstanding. You know, everyone was just trying to look out for her and thought that she'd be happier there. Which, obviously, fucking stupid. You want to go back to the land of the dead, where most of them probably couldn't even talk to you? They literally just roam around and probably re-die over and over again. Maybe you'd like that, huh? Didn't even ask her opinion on that. Hartman, I think, was also a little underutilized in this, it felt. Like, he came back a little bit more towards the end, but, like, he literally ends up becoming, like, a vessel for another character. Which, you know, I'm glad Deadman got to come back, and it's funny that he got to come back in two different ways. Bonkers that he ended up being the samurai, and there was no real follow-up as to how the fuck did he even get that body in the first place? Did Deadman know about the mechs long before us? Like, that's what would have had to have happened. What kind of time shenanigans happened there? Has he, you know, every time he disconnects from Hartman, is he experiencing hundreds of years, thousands of years? And what happened to him moving on in the first place? He was so excited about, like, having his own beach and, like, moving on now that his body had, like, passed away. And then they genuinely just brought him back super hardcore, almost in the way that I was thinking that Lou would be brought back. As just like, hey, comes back in. It's really not that big of a deal that they died. Instead, it did just turn out that, like, well, Lou was alive. Just not in the way that we expected. And damn them, I was totally fine carrying around, like, just a 1-year-old kid through scary territory and just keeping that journey going. I mean, look at this follow-up, right? Like, I don't even get to have Lou. I don't even get to have, like, the baby Lou for the end game. It's so sad. All right, we'll see if there's any, like, orders here that I can do out here in Mexico.
Thanks, guys.
But overall, if we focus on the story as just being, you know, of what we got, of just being like a story about kind of overcoming grief, making connections with other people, having a super-powered mega child who literally shows up as a giant baby and squishes the bad guy before coming back as Ella Fanning. Super-powered Ella Fanning. It was a fun evolution on things. from the first game. We have so many jobs, holy shit. Here, I'll go grab this stuff that's close by before I like make another car. I'm gonna have to summon the Magellan over here so I can get my vehicle without having to summon a new one. But we'll just go knock out another camp. And honestly, I'll go grab a sniper. I did like the snipers in this. Fabrication. Sniper rifle. And then this stuff can wait in the private locker here for when I get my car. Let me quickly check the corpus in case there's any like big information that I missed out on. I'm surprised we don't have a extra story so far bit here. Lou. All right. Let's see what they updated on Lou. Let's see. BB was given a new serial number, BB28, and placed in long-term storage. Records show that the Bridges research team, which had worked on the project in secret, tried to conceal the experiments and wiped all traces of BB-0's existence. Had they not done so, Sam and Lou's path would never have crossed. BB-00 was moved into storage immediately before the first Bridges expedition left Central Knot City, K1, and was given a new serial number, BB-28. This was supposedly done by a Bridges research team, but those records were falsified. The account that actually overwrote the serial number and falsified the records has been identified. It was an account with the highest level security clearance, the President's. It seems her intention was to prevent Lou from being incinerated. According to Deadman, who accessed this data from the beach, the records show signs of having been accessed by an account with presidential level clearance. Okay, so it came down to like Bridget / Amelie trying to save Sam's kid, which makes more sense when we know that Sam's kid was genuine, like this is genuinely Sam's literal like baby with Lucy. And she had just been put in stasis and wasn't developing for all that time. I'm surprised it doesn't like connect anything. I want to know about tomorrow. They don't update anything on that. Huh. What did Dollman's thing update with? I don't know what it updated with. I don't know if I ever read his original entry. I don't think I did. I don't remember this part about the ancient Egyptians believed that death wasn't the end, but the beginning of eternal life. It's thought that they mummified corpses and placed them in a protective sarcophagi to preserve the bodies of the deceased and provide them a physical form to repossess in the afterlife. With Charlie, his true identity is unknown. It's so weird that some of these just haven't been updated after like the game's ended. You can just say, hey, this is Die Hard Man. What about Die Hard Man? It doesn't update that he came back. Nirvana doesn't talk about what ended up happening to him. Lucy doesn't really go into detail about her either, but okay. Let's see. After Sam and Lucy began seeing each other, his aphanphosmophobia was cured. They built a happy life together until a void out 11 years ago killed Lucy, who was 7 months pregnant at the time. Oh, interesting. That she was 7 months pregnant. That might end up being a plot point in like the next game. That's the spirit. Or not really the next game, but like maybe a hidden thing in here. Maybe it is because of tomorrow being, you know, 7 months old when all that happened, that other babies were getting locked up at 7 months when Lou got into, you know, when Lou got teleported away or something. I guess another thing I can get into story-wise that I'm a little sad about, Bridges. Bridges as an organization. And this is what I would say is similar to something like Halo and like Oni. Here in Death Stranding, you have Bridges, and in a lot of the background, Bridges is fucking awful. They are, and maybe not so much the background, but also like the mid-story, like the middle ground of things. They experiment on babies. They, you know, experiment on humans too, basically. Is that a mine? No, that's another turret. We use this watchtower here. And then beyond that, like, as we did partially see with Neovana, like, the people themselves, they're just so bad overall. Like, they're just hyper aggressive. A lot of cargo. Yeah, there's like super hyper aggressive. The security teams literally both times fucked up. In Death Stranding 1 and Death Stranding 2, the security team kills the baby. Well, okay, they didn't kill the baby, but they killed Lucy, who was carrying a baby.
This must be their territory.
A baby they specifically didn't want to get killed. And in Death Stranding 1, they just outright shot the baby, which was Sam. And that's it. I want to see more about their shenanigans. And it's sad that they just kind of go into the background super hard in like the present story of the game. Like, yes, they're there for the Neovana stuff, but that shit's in the past. Like, that's literally the Bridges from 11 years in the past. Most of those people literally had to have died in the Void Out, I'm assuming is the big whoopsies. The big implication is the word I'm looking for. My mind was about to say implementation. That's not the right word. Boop. Oh, that armor. Everyone's feeling oh so sleepy. No, go back to sleep. Stop it! Alright, I'm running out there. I gotta get closer. Boink! Uh-oh. You don't see anything. I'm not here. Sorry, I'm getting a little distracted by these guys running on up to us. I think I've covered a good bit on like a good chunk of this story. Obviously not every like minute detail. But yeah, overall I enjoyed it, and especially like it had some really good moments. I think they did a lot better of a job in some sections. Ooh. I think they did a lot better of a job in some sections showing the backstory of characters than they were able to in the original Death Stranding. The original Death Stranding had a lot of, like, telling you, but not, like, really... Oh my god. Oopsies. We're in combat! Ah! But they did a lot of, like, telling you what happened rather than showing you, and in this one, we got to see a good bit of it. At least when it come down to, like, Tarman's story, we got to see how his kid disappeared. Rainy's story, we got to see her and how she got bullied to the point of, like, trying to take her life / escape from it all, and then Fragile saved her. Dollman, we got to see his story. His story, the way his cutscene played out, really, I really wish we got to, not see more of that cutscene, but just, like, resolve his story a little bit. Or make some progress in that. And that just goes back into, like, me talking about, oh, he's got a fucking machine gun, that's what's going on. Get the fuck off of me. Stop that. But yeah, I want to get Dollman out of the doll body. Or, like, make some progress on that. Ow, 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 ow. Yeah, well, I bet there's a machine gun up here. I'll shoot you back with it. Yeah. Enemy base neutralized. Thankfully, many of the enemy bases have non-lethal machine guns, which is nuts. How are we doing on, like, stamina stuff? And we were doing all right. The adrenaline modes really keep us on the higher level there. But yeah, it would have been nice to have made some progress in that, and I think that's where, like, the things start to fall apart, is just, like, the non-story stuff. At least for me. Obviously, at the end of the day, it's always up to the developer on how they want to, like, present, like, a lot of story things, but a lot of stuff ends up being, like, relegated to, like, oh, maybe, like, there's a little bit of story in, like, the order details, or maybe you get, like, a couple of, like, random lines from some people, but, like, for the most part, a lot of people, they're just there. It doesn't really feel like we do too much. Like, there are some people who have sub-orders, and those were kind of cool. Those were somewhat approaching where I want. But it would have been nice to have, like, had some big, like, connecting stories between the people that wasn't just, like, text on an order. You know, I want cutscenes, I want voice dialogue, I want people You know, maybe meeting in person. I mean, the only person we even had to carry on our back in this game was the adventurer, and that one was... I mean, we'll see how his story pans out. We still have, like, probably one more sub-order to do, I assume. But he's the only person that did that. There were no, like, real... We didn't have to dispose of any corpses. We didn't have to, you know, carry a woman over to her long-lost husband, or, well, partner, who would then go on to become her husband, and then they, like, have an awkward divorce, but then get back together. Like... It's even funny, because they bring back, for, like, a brief moment, the Elder, one of the random people from, like, the first game. Like, one of the random preppers, or however they, like, get referred to. And, like, that's the most big story stuff that we get from a lot of side characters, except for the motherhood. Although even they, you know, like, the Doctor gets to show up in the story a couple of times and put us on a different track of, like, oh, okay, what's going on? Oh, BB-28's actually BB-0. Like, that was good of her. But everybody else was just, like, a node. They were a node in the network. And for a game about, like, building bonds and human connection, it feels like it falls flat on that regard. Because no, Kojima, I'm not really building that much connection. To somebody when they're basically just like, oh, thanks for the order. Thanks for the order. Good job, Sam. You're the best. Like, that's fine and all. There's gotta be more. And it's so weird because they, like, recognize that in the story, in comparison to, like, the past game. That's why we got, you know, a lot more physical interaction with Sam and his companions.
Well done, Sam. That's the last of the cargo. Let's head to our destination and make the delivery.
Hell, I mean, it's also why we have, like, say, someone like Dollman. A person who, like, genuinely joins us on our adventure and, like, can talk to us rather than just, like, Lou, who is literally, like, a baby, like a fetus in a pod. So, therefore, could not actually add anything of, like, talking value, just kind of, like, reactions and stuff. And even then, only a little bit, for the most part. In Death Stranding 1 and in Death Stranding 2, Lou in the pod is largely, like, doesn't really interact with things until things are going bad. Until you're in a BT territory and taking maybe a little bit too long or something. Here, you can have all of these.
Thank you. Been looking forward to this. Que chido. There's hardly a scratch on this cargo. You are incredible.
You're welcome. Damn, 1,000 likes. Neutralize bandits armed with stolen UCA technology. I only took 75% damage, not 100%.
We wrote this stuff off as lost. Thanks for bringing it in.
I wonder how many likes we're gonna get from him. Doesn't seem too bad. Maybe like 8,000.
Many thanks. You've been a great help. Hope we can count on you again.
But yeah, that's like that right there is the majority of our interactions with the NPCs in this game. And again, like, it's fine. Like, in the long term, it's still like the journey is fun, even if the destinations are sometimes a little bit more on the disappointing side. Even, like, mechanically, a lot of the people just don't even give us, like, anything great at, like, the 5-star range. we go through all the effort to max them out, and it's basically just you get a hologram and maybe a trophy once you've done them all. Both of things I don't really care about. I want to hear their stories, right? Like, you have the Bianca North lady in Australia or whatever, right? Now, to be fair, we haven't done much for her, so like maybe it evolves for her once we do some stuff. But like, she tells us about her story about Fragile and looking up to her. We could have had story moments there where like, hey, we're doing side missions for her. She's connecting with Fragile, getting to actually interact with, you know, one of her personal heroes directly through like voice and all this stuff. Not just like, say, the social strand terminals or whatever. And like, they could still just mostly interact over like voice, since a big part of this game is that people are like kind of disconnected in that way. They can talk over voice. Or like holograms or something. But that's what that's what I crave in how they handle the side missions in this. You know, you can have your filler stuff. You can be like, yeah, whatever. You're picking up fucking 5 pieces, like big boxes in the corner of a mountain somewhere. But like, maybe occasionally you actually have like the majority of people give a little story on like the order you're taking. You know how like when you're taking main orders and like they talk to you about a briefing, you could have someone actually be like, hey Sam, the artist over there really loves potatoes. And rather than just like inferring it, just being like, yeah, she wants potatoes, so we're gonna deliver potatoes, and that's that. Maybe there could be like a little bit more there. Maybe not on the potato front, but like turn it into something else. This could be turning in like a letter from her sister, assuming that the artist actually had a sister or something. You know, little things. Here, I will take this stuff for the artist, and I will make a coffin board.
Order accepted. Thank you.
I am going to go back to Australia when we're like properly. I kind of want to focus on them, but the artist is like almost at 5 stars, so maybe we can get that. You're not using the drawbridge Cupid? Sam, it looks like you've turned off the drawbridge Cupid I set up for you. This means your connection to the other side is stronger, and you'll have ghost mechs to contend with. If you're trying to stock up on Kyro crystals or earn some combat experience, I'm not going to stop you. Just be careful, alright? You've got a diehardman to call you out for it. Are there any BT ghost mechs on this side? No? Yeah. Okay, I guess we'll hop off the story stuff for a little bit. Let's talk about mechanics and how I feel about certain things. I think there's a lot of stuff, like Little Star Potters. I think there's a lot of stuff in this that is like a great evolution of Death Stranding 1. And that makes me very happy. It continues very well, and there's, you know, there's an occasional level of restraint that's like decent. But with that said, I think there's a point where there's still maybe a little bit too much restraint, like more restraint than I feel was necessary for a lot of the new mechanics in the game, or like returning mechanics overall, that makes things a little on the sad side for me. Like floods are a big example. I was hoping that floods would like genuinely do flood stuff, right? Like, you have this area here where a bunch of fucking water accumulates, the rivers are overflowing. Okay, that's cool. What else does it do? Nothing. It just fucking ends here? It doesn't like fill up this basin with a ton of water over time? Like, maybe not to, you know, an extent that it's literally like a deep lake or something, but like, you could do something like that. And be like, hey, okay, this area, because like RNG had the weather get really bad for a while, it's just straight up like the water's too high. And rather than having a lot of what happens with these flood things, a lot of times you can still pass through this fucking water. Like, look at this. Here's a flood. And I'm not even really like gripping for balance, and I can still just go through it with just minimal effort. I can, whoop, you got the mechanic where you stand still, get your stamina back, and you continue. I learned how to deal with rough water in Death Stranding 1. This is just that. And so it's just boggling to me that they have these like additions, but don't go far enough with them to make them like a genuine like threat. And I was very excited at the beginning when I saw this stuff. I was like, oh shit, floods, that's really gonna be something to worry about. Oh man, you know, like desert, it gets hot, it's a drought, snow, mountains, you know, you gotta worry about. I mean, that one was fine. That one did pan out to being like, okay, that was a big threat to like our stamina and stuff, and like visibility. That one is fine. The mountains are like the peak level of threats in regards to like traversal stuff. But everything else was kind of meh. Like even the bushfire, right? I didn't encounter a single fire again in the story until a suborder made it happen. And then it still only happened in like one area. And all you have to do is like drive around it. Now, you know, with a lot of things in Death Stranding, just because the world's so big, of course you can drive around most problems in general. But that's how come I kind of wish there was so much more. There should be, like, more shit to deal with, just kind of in general. It doesn't need to go, like, Dragon's Dogma too crazy, where, like, every 5 steps you're fucking tripping over, like, fights with NPCs or something. It doesn't have to be like that. But, like, if, you know, we're going to have moments like this where, like, ooh, big flood, okay. Well, maybe up here, there should have been some flooding as well, right? Like, maybe, like, water leaks out from the mountain and like bursts out to the side. You know, in Australia, you have maybe the bushfires happen a lot more. Especially when there's a supernatural element to the game, like in general. Think about when we came to this region during the end of the main story, where like the whole sky was all fucked up. You could have been doing stuff like that. Just the entire time, and then been like, oh yeah, there's now more BTs. Like, they never really had any moments where like, hey, because it's nighttime, BTs are more deadly. They're like more likely to be armored and they can hear better or something. I remember seeing around the time that Death Stranding 2 came out, I remember seeing a post where I don't know if it's like a true thing or not. I think it's either a joke interview or it's like a legit interview with Kojima, where it was like, oh, the playtesters were having too much fun, so Kojima made the game less fun. And I'm so curious if that's actually just like true, because in a lot of ways it sometimes feels that way.
It's nice to see you again, Sam. Been looking forward to this. Let me just confirm order data. This is in amazing condition. I'm relieved that you took such good care of it. Where did you find this? I'm so grateful. Thank you.
He was on the ground. Be careful when putting it into your eye.
Sam, you may be one of the most important people in my life right now. Let me show my appreciation with this gift.
You're welcome. Okay, at least we didn't miss out on anything too crazy for the game. Sandy tan, rose pink, meh. I'm okay. Ugh. BT Magniceps. Is that the skull thing? Can I capture the skull if I run into it again? Will I ever run into it again? I'm surprised we only saw it once so far.
You can use more
And then it showed up in the cutscenes at the end.
It's okay. I want you to.
When we were on the beach, it merged with the supergiants. Maybe I was just really unlucky and never ran into it again in the field.
Had a chance to check out my art, Sam? The last few illustrations I shared are actually part of a series. I was wondering if you noticed the connection. You see, taken as a whole, they're meant to represent a single world. The one I'm working on now will be the final piece. You'll be the very first to know the moment it's complete. Make sure you view it alongside the rest of the collection. Nothing compares to the fulfillment I get from creating art. But picking new colors for you is fun too. Let's continue to collaborate, Sam.
Of course, of course.
Order completed. Well done.
A single world. I mean, I kind of had figured that there was a little bit of connection there. So is this, she's checking out these other worlds? Is this like her looking into the beaches? Maybe we'll all come together. Going back to, everything is good now. What the? No one was in this shelter to collect my cargo, so I had to come back. It was more dangerous getting there the second time, but thankfully the recipient was there to accept the package this time. I wanted to ask him about the drawbridge Cupid, but he seemed pretty happy finally getting his package, so it was good enough for me. What's going on there? I'm very curious. So maybe, depending on if you have the drawbridge Cupid on or off, some of the people aren't available to, like, talk to? Wee! Wahoo! Yeah, I guess it would make sense for someone like the Ghost Hunter, whose missions involve, you know, encountering dangerous stuff. I'm pretty sure the last Ghost Hunter mission is gonna take place. Let's look at Australia real quick. I think the last Ghost Hunter mission is gonna take place over here, in this crater where there's supposed to be like potential fights against BTs. But that's just kind of like a guess, a somewhat educated guess. But a guess nonetheless. Let's see, all illustrations done. Thank you so much for everything, Sam. I've finally been able to finish all 5 illustrations. They're all separate works, but they form a story when looked at as a whole. I really hope you like them. I've really enjoyed this, Sam. Not just the illustrations, but just being able to talk to you and working together. It's been really fulfilling. I've put up all my illustrations in my shelter, so please come check them out sometime. You're always welcome, Sam. Winky face. I don't get it, Lauren, but you're welcome. But Mexico. It's a little sad that Mexico didn't end up getting like a big story comeback. Obviously we did end up coming back here, but it would have been cool if there had been a few more moments where they pulled us into this area, especially after suborders in general were kind of introduced. Like, if I hadn't gone back to do those orders, this place, most people would still be at like, what, 2 or 3 stars? Alright, let's get the Magellan over here. And then make our way back over to Australia. We'll see what some of the other upgrades also hold for us in for the last places in Australia. There could be some things I'm missing, but yeah, I wish we could have gotten maybe another vehicle, not the coffin board. I only half count that as a vehicle, or at least like get it actually does. It's so weird that it isn't like something that can be fixed in the garage or something. It's just in a weird spot there. But I would have loved it if we could have gotten the Roadster or something. It's still odd that like the bots, even though they're literally like a major part of APAC/APAS, we never see them ever outside of like a couple of cutscenes at like the beginning and end of the game. They're never around here, even though like we could have at least still gotten the one where like, hey, they do deliveries to other places, so you can kind of like get a little bit of stuff done in a different direction. That was cool. I did like doing that. Though I will concede it's a little less important in this game, since a lot of the stuff that you would do those missions for are either outright gone, like the different custom equipment stuff. A lot of that is gone outside of from all I've seen, just the adventurer and the Cairo boots. And then materials you can get from mines. So like that one makes sense. Still, I wish they showed up more. I think that's the general gist. I just wish there was a little bit more in between stuff, because it is a big, beautiful world. But it still feels very empty a lot of times. It's very easy to get on like an optimal path where nothing really happens besides you going from point A to point B. And like that's okay, but then let us take it to like the next level. Let us go even further beyond than like what we get, right? Like let me create custom roads from place to place, custom trains from place to place. I almost want like stuff that we'd see in some like indie games at that point. You know, I played Satisfactory this year, which hasn't helped in the way I feel about like being able to do like logistics and stuff, because that's a game that was like super heavily focused on you know, not really like any like a little bit of combat against some creatures, but for the most part it's just you making a factory and like logistics and shit. It's a lot of, you know, the more say Borg aspects of say Death Stranding, but like because it became such a big focus and you got to take it to even higher and higher like escalating levels, it was really nice. But they cut things off just a little too early in this game. You know, BT or the ghost mechs, they don't fucking show up in the world until way too late, and when they do show up, they're in random ass locations off to the side that you can avoid. Super hardcore. They aren't like randomly hunting for you. That's something there should have been a little bit more of, just like genuine like ambushes within a limit, right? It didn't have to be literally everywhere, but like in certain places it was too easy to just become completely safe. Same thing with like these bandits, right? In Death Stranding 1, the bandits, a lot of them were mules. Not all of them, some were terrorists working with Higgs. But in this one, you have bandits and you have armed survivalists. All of those, especially the bandits, are like people who should totally like leave their base and be found in random areas. You know, they should be like the porters. Just kind of like, oh, maybe you encounter like one or two of them at a time, maybe like 3 or 4 of them. Maybe they try to like hide from BTs and stuff. The Cairo creatures could run into them and be a way to take out enemies without it necessarily resulting in like an outright void out. And maybe like, oh, hey, they got taken out by a Cairo creature. Now you have to dispose of their bodies or something. Like, I just have so many fucking ideas, and I apologize that I do. But there's just... they added the start of so many things that just like with a bit of another bump, I think could have taken this game to such like a higher level overall. This is still, I think if I had to rate this game in comparison to how I feel about like Death Stranding 1. Death Stranding 1, when I first beat it, I feel like I gave it like a general like 8 out of 10. It was alright, didn't really like it. Super hella hard the first time I played through it, but I started to appreciate it in post the more I thought about it, the older I've gotten over the last 6 years since the game came out. And when I replayed it, I enjoyed it quite a bit, to the point that I would say that Death Stranding 1 would have gotten bumped up to like a 9 out of 10. And I think this kind of ends up falling in that area, maybe like a 9.5, a very high 9. It's got a lot of great things going for it still, even though I'm like in this like thing of talking about like a lot of its not necessarily failings, but like parts that could have gone a little bit more. You know, it's mismittings in some ways. You know, you take something like, say, the cargo launcher, which they could have, they slightly adjusted, but then they stopped. They let you go into it and launch yourself, but then they give it a 300-meter range. So, like, you can't even really launch yourself that far. If you do launch yourself and you say, pull the parachute in the air, you get limited to how far your parachute lets you, like, adjust your landing spot, and it's super slow with no way to land. Right? Like, it's very easy to, like, pull apart, like, a lot of the smaller stuff in this game. That makes me sad. Like, backpack customization. Some of this shit should have been smaller. The patches? Why are patches fucking taking up customization slots on your backpack? Cosmetics shouldn't be fighting ever in the same things, in the same slots that, like, actually give you stuff. Like, it can be just so weird. But overall, I do really enjoy this game. It's why I've put over 100 hours into this game over the course of like 12, 13 days so far. So I don't want to make it sound, you know, like I'm hating on anything. It's just, we've beaten the main story. It's time to like kind of take things apart a little bit. But overall, it's still a very good game. In a lot of respects, great game. Just with sometimes a little bit of weird pacing issues, and then it still has some of the issues of Death Stranding 1, where you can kind of optimize the fun out of it if you go the smart way. It's very easy to just avoid all the dangers because they're just so far from fucking anything. Like, look at this. This entire mountain, the only other danger here besides the BTs over here, that's it. It's just the mountain itself. Over in this desert, this whole fucking area is safe until the BT mechs show up, which for me didn't happen until 100 hours into the game and way too late into the story for me to like run into them super often. But this whole area is safe until like a suborder. Maybe outside of that suborder, there's a little bit more. Hey, a hand. What's that about? Also, they did so much telling us about like, hey, this place got hit with a void out. This is also probably a void out crater. This was a void out crater over here. I feel like there was probably a void out in like this area. In general, there was a void out mention of that somewhere. I just don't know exactly where it happened per se. Which goes back into like a lot of telling and not so much showing. But all right. From here, I think we're gonna get back to doing our orders. I want to, in particular, I want to get Mr. Impossible and the B-Pass places hooked up and see what they're doing, what they're about. as well as doing some of our other jobs. So we'll turn off the review mindset. And get ready to like get back out there. We've got jobs and deliveries to do. And maybe by doing some of those, some of my grievances can be a little bit addressed, because maybe there are some funner pieces of gear still to be had for Mr. Impossible, B-Pass. I mean, even just the people we've connected so far, Terminal Fort Knot, the distribution center, South Fort Knot, we haven't really finished them. Although South Fort Knot's really close, holy shit. But the distribution center, they're barely online. They're only at 3-star. This is just 1.5-star. Maybe we'll find some more, and also maybe we'll get some social strand service messages from some of the other people while we do that. So one last little complaint, I guess, in comparison to Death Stranding 1. In this, they had this corpus system, which still had some of the same problems I had with the first like databank system, in that like the way to organize this can cause you to end up unmarking stuff that you otherwise would have liked to have left on like unread, which I like to do a lot because it does help me go, oh, I haven't read this, or oh, there was an update on this, versus how they have had it here where, whoops, well, I wanted to scroll down to the coffin entry, so all of this no longer, like, it considers me as read it, which is bullshit. But that's not my big grievance. My big grievance with this is that it, like, this and the social strand service doesn't necessarily fill the same void as some of the logs from the first game. In the first game, there were a lot of like, oh, here's a piece of documentation from like fucking years ago or something that it would go on to like give exposition on things. And that was nice. I admittedly, I didn't like super engage with it, partly because of some of the issues I just talked about with the corpus, but it was nice to have like documentations or like letters or like genuine like lore story things to read from the perspective of like people in the world. I think that can be very important at times, and the social strand service doesn't really replace it. It just feels like a media service, right? Like Twitter or something. Like, oh, they posted a post, and that's that. But like, what about what's going to be happening with Die Hardman and Hartman and Rainey? Am I just going to have to like randomly wait for an update on what they're doing? Will that just happen while I do missions in the end game? I don't know. That's sort of, I mean, to be fair, that did kind of happen in the first game as well. You didn't get all of their information immediately. You had to like do orders, and then you would get the log about it. But it was less about like reading a post being like, oh, everything's hunky-dory, everything's awesome, Sam, thank you, here's a like and a picture, happy face. And more of just like an official like, hey, yeah, this is what happened. This is what they're up to, this is what happened. Sometimes I like when things get a little bit more straightforward and non-fiction-y. Or I say non-fiction-y, but just like less social media-y and more like, oh, hey, here's what happened during this period of time. You know, here is a report on chiral creatures from Sam running into this thing at blah, 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 blah. Wish we got a little bit more of that, especially, mostly, I'm just thinking about it here, where, again, I would like to hear about, like, even just maybe some of the stuff that happened in between this game and Death Stranding 2. Whereas they probably relegated a lot of it to just go into the corpus and, like, read about, I don't know, how the UCA is doing, barely. But okay, all right. I will be taking a small little real-life break here. And then when we get back, for the people who do want to see like orders and like post-game stuff, Don't worry. I've got your back. We are going to go around, and my intention at this time is I want to 5-star everybody. I want to get all the roads and the track layers up. And like those are my two biggest intentions. If it doesn't look like it will take too much time, I might also go and try and do S rank every order. But that one I will say, I don't know. I want that. I would love to be able to be like, hey, I did every S order or S rank order available. But there's only so much time in the day, and we are at this point, it is August 23rd, and September has a lot of games coming up, some of which I need to play some of their previous games to do. So yeah, it'll be a bit of a mix. It might be occasional, like me coming back and playing this every other week or something. But I will save that for when I've done all this stuff. The first two intentions of the 5-star and like getting these two people on those ones I'm going to do as soon as I've had a break and have some free time, which should be within the next day of me recording this. For reference, me recording this right now is at like a little bit after part 29 has gone up. I think either part 29 or like 30, 31-ish, somewhere in that range. So whatever number this ends up being, it's been a bit. If you end up hopping off here, thank you for staying with me on this journey. This has been, even though this has probably been like 30 minutes to an hour of me ranting randomly here, that's just because I have a lot of different thoughts. I really loved this game overall. And if Kojima's next project is just straight up like a Death Stranding 3 with Luis/Tomorrow as the protagonist, I would be super down for it. And maybe in that way, some things can get pretty changed, because then you'll have like a porter who has some superpowers, and there's so much you can do with that when it's like, oh yeah, she can go through the tar or interact with the world. Or like, maybe eventually directly interact with Amelie and find out more. That is... we definitely didn't find out more about the Death Stranding. Amelie just shows up, gives us our baby back, and then it just goes back to her fucking like self-isolation. And that was... that's as far as they got with the story there on Extinction Entities. But... I guess one part is thinking that like Lou, like it's possible for there to be more than one extinction entity if you give them enough time, or things are taking too long. So I guess that's the thing we can take from there. Either way though, I'm gonna take my break. Thank you all for joining me on this little adventure, and for the people who will be joining me as we head out into the rising sun, I'll see you on the road.